Hi guys. For me it's morning as well. I see that it's late for some people, it's early for some. That's just how it's gonna be with my audience being spread so wide and me being the only one from Europe, it feels like. So this is just mostly a test stream for the quality. I've found the bitrate settings, I'm still learning this stuff. So we're doing some Genshin and some other stuff. Maybe my ZZZ dailies, depending on how things look. Stay well. So you will have sleep-deprived milk, as I have not been able to get any sleep tonight. And it most likely won't be a very long stream, and I will check how things look. Do I sound okay, and does the image quality look alright? Is the question. Do I not seem like the type of person to play Genshin? Delish. Oops. I did actually not play Genshin for the longest time because I tested it on PS4 first, and I could not get along with the controls at all. And then I started playing it on PC instead, and I get along a lot better with the controls here, but I will say that Genshin is not my favorite out of the Hoyo gachas. My favorite is personally ZZZ. That game just strikes me very well. Would you recommend me to start playing Genshin? A lot of my friends play, but I never given it a chance. It all depends. Is there characters that interest you? Do you like open world games? Are you willing to start like learning combat and stuff like that? Then yeah, definitely play Genshin. Like the thing with Genshin is like it feels like a lot of people either hate on it because, oh, it's a gacha, therefore it's bad. We play Sekai, most of us, I assume, so like, I'm just kind of like, one gacha is no different than another, and Genshin does actually have a pretty reasonable situation, I would say, for the gacha itself. Sure, it takes some time to get used to it, or what should I call it? Good morning, Snobby. both you, Snobby, and Radical are asking if it's a lot of catch up on. I don't see it as a lot of to catch up on. I see it instead of you have a lot of content that you can actually do, and you can take your time and try it out. Like, I don't think you should look at it as, oh, I need to catch up, I need to catch up, I need to catch up. You should instead look at it as, hey, I have a ton of stuff I can try out. I have a ton of character to look forward to. I have a lot of chests and exploration, story, stuff like that. Though I have been replaying, and the pacing for the main story is kinda with like not having things be unlocked, because the CCC now redid the story situation for their main story, and now you can basically go into CCC and play the entire story from the get-go, which is actually really good for pacing, especially with the CCC patch 1 and 1.1 being a little bit slower than the Leeway and Mondstadt arcs for Genshin, I would say. So if you try Genshin, I would suggest you look at it as like, oh, I have a massive new game to play with a lot of exploration, a lot of lore, a lot of story, a lot of interesting characters, and not look at it as, oh, I have to catch up to other people. Like you start now and you take your time learning things, because I'm bad at building. Like, I'm not caught up, and I started, what, 2022? Most likely. We can check when I got Amber. This is not where you checked that. No, it's in here, right? I started in November of 2023, so I played a little bit over a year, and I'm not caught up in that sense. My teams aren't wrong button. Like, I look like a massive whale. I haven't actually spent that much on Genshin. I think I've spent $60 in total on Welkin and the Battle Pass. I haven't actually bought any primos, but like, I've had insane Natlan luck, specifically. And I don't have like teams that can clear Abyss floor 12, but I can do the content. I can go do bosses, I can do story, I can do all of the exploration. So like I said, don't feel pressured if you try Genshin. Like, look what characters you like. Who is it you're waiting you? Favorite character? Pretty obvious who my favorite is from my profile. I'm waiting for him in the next patch. We are going for C1 if possible. I have absolutely zero Primo Gems at the moment. I might buy some Primos, because I've been starting to really enjoy the game again, and I feel like I wanna buy something for myself. I haven't bought anything for a really long time for myself, except for like Sekai and CCC subscriptions, and that doesn't feel really like something you buy for yourself. So, but yeah, Nubiliet is my favorite character, with Breathlessly as my second. I do really like Kave, even if he's a pretty inconsistent character in that sense. Of course, I'm waiting for Capitano, Dottore, Piero as my, like, oh, these are the characters I really want. Navia is cool, I really like Navia. Sijuin and Klee, I do really, really love both, and I'm so upset that Klee and Sijuin are so, in citation mark, bad characters, because people who do play Genshin will most likely see that my account is kind of meta focused. I've pulled for like the meta supports, if we say it like that. I do not like Eula though, so I haven't pulled for her. No, Eula. Yela. Eula is the monster chatter. Kave mentioned. Yeah, that's more than Hoyoverse will do. If you're starting for Verothously, it's the perfect time now, Radical Chief, because he's having his first ever rerun next patch with a new character. And this is his first rerun, like, ever, which has taken 1.5 years to arrive, basically. So, perfect moment to start if you want Verothously. This looks so sick. Oh my god, I love Mawika. Hey, Papa. Hey, Papa. Yeah, the character design in Genshin is really good. The patch with Verothously is coming out in 29 days, and then you have another 20 days before he disappears. Yeah, some people, again, engage with Genshin without playing it. It is a like quite heavy game for tablets and phones. And like, a lot of people don't have the PC specs, so like, liking a few designs or a few characters without having played the games is totally fine. By the way, my luck. You all know my luck, the everlasting topic was since we play Sekai, but fun fact about that, I pulled for Auroron on Shaska's banner, for the people who are aware. He's a 4-star. So it should be basically 3 pulls and you get at least 1 Auroron. I pulled for him only. It took me 70 pulls to get an Auroron, and I got Shaska before that. And the same thing happened in ZZZ for Yado. It took me 90 pulls to get set on Jane Doe's banner. So my 4-star luck is always immaculate. Radical Chief, what can you tell me about Honkai Star Rail? I am not someone who has played a lot of Honkai Star Rail. I did get the free Dr. Ratio, and I do have Boot Hill in that game. I did pull for him just in straight pulls. I did try to snag Sunday as well if I was ever going to play the game, but like, I didn't get into it, and I know how heavy Star Rail is with actually needing all the meta characters and stuff like that. In Genshin, you can absolutely play with whoever you like, except if you're like going for quick abyss clears. But like, you can definitely do floor 12 with off-meta characters with enough work, while Star Rail is a nightmare apparently currently with the balancing. Like, new characters do so much more. The thing with CCC, I feel like a lot of people don't know about it. I say like when it's the 3rd biggest gacha at the moment, but like a lot of people have not like looked into CCC a lot, and I only looked into it because Hoyo was peddling it when it came out, but man, ZZZ has been so much fun and the characters have been so cool. Like, I am genuinely... It sounds so like, haha, cringe when I say it about a gacha game, but like, genuinely the 1.4 patch for ZZZ had some really good storytelling and some really interesting changes to like the lore. So I was like super invested in the ZZZ story, and I want to see more and see where it goes so badly right now, but we will have to wait another like 9 days before we get 1.5 and the new characters. Yeah, it's very fair to know like horror games like on a more gameplay or like it doesn't click with you. Like I said earlier, Genshin did not click with me until I tried it on computer. I could not get into the controls on PS4. So I have 2 accounts and my PS4 account has gotten like nowhere. I was just like, this is not my game. And then I don't remember what. I think it was that Nouveliette came out specifically, so while Galarian in Sekai, the Scene of Greed got me into Sekai, Nouveliette got me into sorry, I was about to say Genshin. But like some people I've tried to, it's like, I don't like open world games, and I'm all like, yeah, that's totally fair. If you don't like open world games, Genshin is most likely not for you. That's also a reason why I really like ZZZ, because it's not another open world game. Like, it's more stage-based and more gameplay-based only, with like the lore being, of course, part of it. So the current outlook for Genshin is to get as many polls before Virotosly come out and maybe snag C1, since he really likes the C1 for his best gameplay. And if I don't get C1, it's Ifta. Or, yeah, Ifta. The Saurian Doctor, for those who actually play Genshin. Or the Minotaur lady they revealed. Which they have only showed the, like, outline for. But currently my builds are so bad for like all character. Yeah, I wish I could do the Shilonen roller skate climb. That would be so cool. I'm just kidding. Imagine how heavy it would be on your legs though if we could do that. Roller skate up walls, because like we would still have to push our entire body up the cliffside. So like it wouldn't be especially easy to do. I am so very into how movement heavy Natlan characters are though. It isn't fun for people who hasn't been saving or isn't interested in the Natlan characters, and I understand people who aren't. I got Chilonen on a whim doing like 3 10 pulls that wasn't intending to give me her. Shaska was trying to get Auroran, no, actually her. And like, I got Mawika, I did pull for the, like, I did collect for her. And Citlali was like, on a whim, I got her in like a few pulls as well, so... But like, the movement abilities in Atlan, Kinich, Molani, all of them have very interesting movement abilities. And I'm very interested to see what Yansa, right? That's her name. Will have when it comes to movement abilities. Yeah, that's also my, like, opinion, Komatsu, that, like, people can shit on Hoyoverse for having a 0.3% chance for a 5-star at, like, 0 pity. That's fine. The 50-50 system and the, like, safety net in all 3 of the Hoyoverse games, excluding the Chronicled Wish gacha for Genshin and the Weapon gacha for Genshin, is actually very kind. Because, like, the fact that Genshin, no, wrong game, Sekai does not have a single dupe net or anything to contain pity or stuff like that, that not even, like, the Recollection Festival remembers your pity, is such a, like, nasty thing. I don't like calling it nasty though, that feels very harsh, but, like, I feel like it's very scummy, because in Genshin, you can pull, lose a 50-50, wait a year, come back, and still have the guaranteed event 4-star on your account, because Genshin remembers. And you will always get your 5-star either early, or you will get it at a set point. That's just how it is. 90 is the maximum and you will get your 5-star at that point. If it is a 50-50 loss, it's a 50-50 loss, but then you know for certain that your next 5-star is the event 5-star. And the fact that Capture Radiance has also been introduced, that after 3 50-50 loss, you get a guaranteed 50-50 win, is actually very kind of them. So, like, I do dislike a lot of things about gacha games, but I will say that Hoyo is one of the more kind, like, what should I call it? Kind games, or Hoyoverse overall, because you always know what you're in for, except for the Chronicled Wish and the Weapon Banner in Genshin specifically. In ZZZ and Honkai Star Rail, this problem doesn't exist for the Weapon Banner. And the Weapon Banner also has a different thing in CCC. I don't know if it is like that in Honkai Star Rail, but you don't actually have a 50-50 in Honkai in CCC. Like I said, I don't know if Honkai has the same thing. Instead, you have a 75-25% chance to get the character's V-engine, as it's called, but it is just a fancy term for the weapon. So it's not even a 50-50. That does make it feel even worse, though, when you lose your 75-25 to a standard banner V engine, but it's pretty nice of them to do that. Now, about producing, I wasted 100,000 crystals on beside down changing warmth and currently saving for 3.5. Do you think it's worth wait and saving? Well, yeah, if you want 3.5, you should wait for 3.5 if you don't want to put it down more for unchanging warmth. Personally, I pulled my last, like, what 15,000 crystals on Sanrio. I got Miku because I've kinda gotten to a point where I'm like, I don't want to spend any more on Sekai currently. I'm a bit burnt out. I still want to make videos, I still want to continue creating for the game, but I'm going to slow down my own gameplay a little bit, and definitely slow down my spending, not buying the monthly pass anymore for a while, because I feel like I need to take a breather from the gameplay aspect of the game. I have like 2,200 hours in, what, 2 years time now, I think, in the game. So I've played my fair share of Sekai, and I feel like I need like a breather from the gameplay aspect. I will still try to tier 5,000 for each event, but we'll see how far it gets me. So I'm most likely gonna take like a little break, and I'm looking towards what videos I want to make currently for Sekai, or if I want to potentially make other videos as well for other games. I have a few ideas currently I'm looking at. Yeah, the Color Fest will rerun in June for Rises 1. It will. And that's a good way to handle it, Kobatsu. I have been playing Sekai actively for, I think, over 2 years now, and on top of that, I keep consuming Sekai content, reading like the Twitter, creating videos, writing scripts, considering what to do next. So my life is very much a bit too much Sekai at the moment. Like I said, still want to create, but man, do I need a breather from like spending money and like spending all my time in Sekai. And the limited gacha, like the problems is like, at least like you said, Komatsu, with the permanent gachas, is that you do get a guaranteed on banner at 60,000 crystals, and then you can spark another one. So you have 2 on banners in any permanent one. In limited gachas, we saw how it went for me. Imperial Soldier plus Eternal Bells was almost 554 pulls, and in that time I got a single on-banner card, which was Toya. And I sparked Rui. And then I didn't get anyone in 254 pulls, because I kept pulling daily the single pulls as well. I did not get a single one of the Eternal Bells character that was not a spark. And you can't call sparking a character like actually getting them, because that's your guarantee. So that's why I kind of saying, like, I do think that Project Sekai isn't the worst when it comes to its gacha system, but it's definitely very cruel, especially with how expensive crystals is and stuff like that. Because like Hoyo games, for all Hoyo's faults and mistakes over the years, Hoyo games are actually quite kind. ZZZ and Honkai Star is a lot more giving when it comes to free pulls and a lot of like polychromes and stellar jades just being showered over you. But the thing a lot of people feel like I feel like a lot of people are forgetting is that Genshin has the entire map as well. Them trying to squeeze a little bit more money for all the work they put in creating the maps, the puzzles, the bosses, all of that is fair. I think that they could be a little bit less stingy in the early game, so people actually get a feel for more than 5 characters, but like there's a lot of nuance to the discussion around gacha games. Some of the worst gacha game, I feel like, when it comes to being downright sinister with how expensive they are, is Pokemon Masters and Fire Emblem Heroes. Both of those games are ludicrously stingy with their pulls if you aren't like a late game player, and even then it's not great, and they cost so much money to even do a single 10 pull. It's insane in those games how much it costs. Yeah, I can see that's not we agree that like no, the gameplay aspect of Project Sekai isn't what's getting me burned out. Definitely not. I could definitely play a lot more of Project Sekai's gameplay, but it's everything surrounding Project Sekai currently, like farming crystals, doing all of the like resource farming, the time it takes to actually play the game. When I want to do stuff like writing videos, I want to create more videos for you guys. I want to play Genshin, I want to play CCC, I want to hang out with friends, stuff like that kind of makes it like I feel a bit like, oh, I don't have time right now because I need to prepare for raid to play Sekai, so I'll just put on auto. Oh, but I should do real because I get more points. And then I just feel like there's a lot of other things currently, like I need a breather, if you get me. Yeah, the gacha in Pokemon Masters is whack. And the game is so power creepy. I saw that Nighttime Delish. Wasting your crystals on 3rd anniversary. Yeah. Sometimes you do impulsive things and sometimes they don't turn out as they should. And that's just how it is. I'm considering making... I know this is a buzzword at this point, but I'm considering making... what's it called? Video essays. There we go. For other games. Currently, I'm considering making a video on Sallyface and the 5th chapter's ending. That's my current, like, back of the head idea that I've had for a really long time. I do want to make a really big Persona 5 video at some point talking about why... Whoa, my game is lagging. Why I prefer Persona 5 Original over Persona 5 Royal. That's an idea I've been having as well. I did also consider making a video on I did also consider doing challenge runs of CCC, but I don't know how much you can actually do when it comes to challenge runs in CCC, like Billy only or Nicole only and stuff like that. But the problem with CCC is that it's like it's mission based, and unlike Genshin where you do like, oh, Amber only or Chichi only, and the mission-based structures, some missions you can't actually play as your own characters, you have to play as the trial characters. So I don't know how many actual missions would be like actual challenge or not. I don't know if there's enough interest in my, like, me as a person to make vlogs, Radical Chief. Like, I'm considering streaming more because, like, interacting with people and building a community. Yeah, the luck is very up and down in Sekai. With like, color fesses are usually a lot more giving, as they should, being double rate and all that, Komatsu. But like, it's such a like coin flip in Sekai since we have no guarantee system, we have no safety net or anything like that, so you can pull like 100 and get nothing, and then you can pull 10 and get 4. Like, it's so disheartening at times with like the pull system in Sekai. I have not played Persona 3 though. I will be, or well, correction, I played half of Persona 3 Fest back in like 2014. I have not actually played P3 Reloaded. I did give my brother P3 Reloaded as a Christmas present though, so he's been playing it, but it seems to be a lot easier than P3 Fest slash P3 Original. Do you mean the 4th anniversary gacha, Trish, the one with the tickets? Because I think that one was kinda community-based, called a scam, like the Recollection Festival. It's half on half called a scam. Oh no, I can't get these. I feel so bad. Like, Genshin has gotten very comfortable making very cute enemies. I don't like that. Not to say that Hilly Turtles isn't cute, but I feel a lot worse killing the wildlife. Oh yeah, it was the subterranean unit that was looking at. Wrong button. I would have really liked to get Embu from Sanrio, but it is what it is. I got 4 out of 6 in like 130 or 140 pulls now, so I will live with that, though Embu would have been good for gameplay aspect.
実に幽怨な趣を持つ
I just remember Impulse for the first rerun of the video game gacha with Toyo Emun and Cyber Snipe. I wasted so many crystals and got Lenny 4 times, but I did get 2 cards I wanted Emun Toyo. Yeah, again, like, the no protection against dupes. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you can't get dupes. Like, it just needs to be something to help you with the dupe situation, because it shouldn't be that you can pull almost like 300 times and get the same character 5 times. If it isn't the only character on banner like Genshin. Like, it shouldn't be like that, but you know, we just live with it because apparently that's how it is. It feels like a lot of people are kinda burnt out on Sekai at the moment, because it isn't, like, not calling anyone's favorite banner bad, but like the upcoming banners, Photogenic and Tea Time, I feel like people don't talk about those a lot, so they don't feel very hyped. Or like very, like, people are super excited for them. And I also noticed heavily with my view count for the VP Squad World League event that people are a bit burnt out at the moment. That video did so bad, and I don't think that there was, or maybe you guys can tell me if there was something wrong with that video, because it has done so poorly. In gacha games, it heavily depends on the gacha game, Radical Chief, if I pull for meta or if I pull for the characters I like. Because in Genshin, my favorite character, like I said at the start of the stream, is Juliet. So, kind of overlap there with him being what is considered the most meta pick. That was not intentional for me, I just really, really wanted Juliet. But like the rest of my pulls have been kinda based in things that are really good for Juliet. Karina, Kazuha, both of them I'm not super fond of personally, but I pulled them for their meta value and their team building potential with Juliet. Shilonen, I pulled a few times before and got lucky I got her early. Like Sitlali I picked up now because she's really good with Mawika and I wanted to play Mawika. And these two I got, I don't... And I picked Navia as my second DPS when she reran with Nilo during the summer thing because Kabe was on the banner. So like, firstly, I pull for the people I like, and then if I have most of the people I like, because there isn't anyone in Genshin currently that I'm like, I really, really need this character, then I go for, except for him, but you know, he's coming up. So then I instead go for things that are meta to make my own gameplay experience easier. In Sekai there isn't any meta, so I just have to pick who I like the most. If I'm not going to start pulling for people I'm missing, because I think it's out of 125 character and attribute combinations, if we talk the original characters, I'm missing 23 now. Yeah, I've seen like D4DJ do dupes in that way, where like the dupe will do the mastery rank instead of, and like there's a few games that does that, Komatsu, so I don't know how I feel about that system. Sekai's system that we at least like get to pick who we upgrade, I think is better. Otherwise I would have to spend like 270,000 pulls on 7 deadly sins. I feel like there's a sub-region here somewhere I should get into. Yes, Eric, like having... Scrolling in and out here because I'm looking at the chat. Having cards that, like, you've already gotten turn a little bit lower, like, rate would have been very nice of them. But then they couldn't force you to do 400 pulls, so, what's the point in that? Oh, it's sad that you didn't get Mafio. Delish. What's happening here? Oh, wrong one. Stravola. Personally, I don't see anything wrong with it. What do you not see anything wrong with? Oh, the video. Oh, the war link. Yeah, I feel like it's Burnout most likely for the Vivid Bad Squad World Link event more than anything else, because like I don't see any reason that Vivid Bad Squad's World Link event would do this bad, because it was doing really bad considering like other videos, especially with how good the night court. And in ranking, like from my own personal experience with making videos for the games, as well as like opinions I see, I would say that the most popular unit is Nightcore 25 in the West at least, for us on global, followed by Vivi Bad Squad. No, not Vivi Bad Squad. Sorry, it's Nightcore 25. Then it's Wonderland Showtime. Then it's Vivi Bad Squad as the middle child, followed by Leonid, and then finally More Jump. But Leonid and More Jump heavily depends on who is first up, like for the event, because Irie does better than say Haruka does a lot of the time, I feel like, while in Leonid's case Shiho does better than Honami, because sadly Honami does worst of everyone basically. Shizuku also doesn't do stellar, I feel like, when I've made videos, sadly, which is like my biggest cry. But we all know who is doing like best. It's Misuki, Matthew, Tsukasa Rui. Kohana does do a lot better than I think she did at the start now, but Akito is the strongest out of Vivid. Marsh Clouds, if you want Virothlessly, you should start playing Genshin ASAP, because he's coming out in 30 days out of Yale, because, which very fitting for him to be in Yale, because it's his first rerun. Oops. Yeah, I also think that the Vivid Bad Squad World Link event just suffers from how much is going on with Vivid Bad Squad this year. Like, we have, what? 2 limited events in close succession now that's coming up, so I feel like a lot of Vivid Bad Squad fans are not doing great, like, financially stably, or whatever I should call it. After pulling the Darkfest banner, I became a Shizuku hater. No, she doesn't deserve that. Yeah, I feel like the Seven Deadly Sins collab is a very sad case currently, because I keep having to tell people that they most likely aren't coming back because of the problems with Mothi, and like, that is nothing against Mothi, by the way, when I say problems with Mothi. He joined Sekai very early for a collab, and from what I understand it, Sega and the Color Palette thought he was very difficult to work with, but from also like what I understand, the little I've seen that people spoke about it, Mothi is just very protective of his brand, of the Seven Deadly Sins in general, and that's why it was so difficult to get like both the rerun and the EN run to happen. And that's fair, because while Seven Deadly Sins originally, or Akino Tensei, was originally made with the like Vocaloid or virtual singer designs, I shouldn't call them Vocaloids, that's not what they are. It is still his story, and it's still his franchise, even if the designs originally was based off the virtual singers. How I loathe being an Irioshi. Yeah, we have not seen a single permanent card for over a year now. Yippee. Honami needs more love. Honami is such a little sweetheart. Little sweetheart. She's very tall, but you know what I mean. In my opinion, Baby Bad Squad is a bit overrated. I feel like they're overrated because they are one of the only people with, like, guy singers, and I agree that we kind of need a little bit more boys. Like, people like to argue that, oh, if you want boys, just go play Ian Stars, but, like, I'm not playing Ian Stars because I haven't gotten into it yet, and also, why should that be the argument for not having more male representation in Sekai? It's an idol game, yeah. Why can't guys be idols? And also, why can't we have a, like, more variety among our singers than just idols? I do think though that Baby Bad Squad will be our first unit to leave the game, or that sounds so very morbid when I say it like that, but I think that they are the first now to finish their entire story, so we might see a new unit. Hopefully we will get some more guys and new girl voices. That we should check on the Baby Bad Squad stands, poke them with a stick. No! I mean, yeah, sure. Poke your local Baby Bad Squad with the fan with a stick, see how they respond. I mean, I feel very alone. Or, well, not very alone, but I feel like my change in characters I like, it has been so drastic, because I went from basically ranking More Jump and Leonid the furthest down out of all of the units to ranking them as my two favorites. Has been so weird because they don't really, like, in theory they don't fit, citation marks around this, my usual character archetypes, but they just work, and I really like them, both of them. Since originally I would have said that Baby Bad Squad and Wonderland Showtime would have been my favorites. I'm a local Anne fan. I think... What did I say? I'm a local Anne fan. I think about her first before any limited cards that aren't her. Very fair. If you have someone you love, you should always go for them. Yeah, that's fine, Marsh. Like I said, at the start of the stream, take your time with Genshin, even if you're a returning player. I'm one of those psychopaths who bring up the interactive map and go like chest to chest, because I don't want to have to do it later when I'm looking for chests. So I do it from the start instead, which I feel like I should start playing games a lot less meta-like. But like, you should not feel pressure to play Genshin, but Bureaucracy is returning for people who are interested in him in like one off patch. So he's back in the next true patch in 30 days, basically. I hate Ian Stars, to be honest. Why do you hate Ian Stars? I refuse to read the Ian Star story, but I found gameplay and the song's kind of boring. Okay? I have no clue. I did try Ian Stars for like 5 minutes, got overwhelmed by the UI and said, no, I don't have time for this right now, and then closed it down. But I am planning on doing a stream playing some Ian Stars, since we are going to see the collab soon. So I'm like, yeah, I should probably check out Ian Stars at least. Yeah, gacha tricks, that's kind of what I mean. Like, Sekai is so weird with the rate of cards, because like like you said, you can go like several hundred pulls without a rate of cards, and then you get 7 in 3 pulls. The war. I'm interested to see the Ian Star collab cards before I decide if I'm gonna pull for it. I might go for Ian Star's collab because it's such an interesting concept, but we will see how it looks first since we have 0 indication of how Ian Star's will look. I am streaming MMJ on Spotify, don't worry. Milk Crown of, is it called Sonishia? Is one of my favorite songs. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they do with everyone, because they are starting to come up on their goals for why the Sekai was created, and I can see them doing very emotional like things where the Sekais kind of slowly fade away because the goals have already been fulfilled and the people are already friends, so Miku and the gang are not needed anymore. I just hope that if they do that, that we can use the cards we have in new events as well, because I'm going to actually have an aneurysm if we get a cast of 26 new characters and they just go, haha, you have to pull everything from the start again! Abby, yeah, Night Court has had a rather calm year, except for, you know, the ominous bell tolling in the distance, but like, other than that, your year is very calm, but I do feel like there was a lot of Night Court this year, so... Also, if I do remember correctly from the stream, we will not have any mixed events for the first half of 2026, 2025, well, 2026 for us, but like, that's a very interesting thing that we will not have any mixed events. I found negative comments from Pro Sekai fans about the Ian Star collab so fucking funny. I found all the complaints about the collab so very funny from both sides, because it's like, what are we complaining about here? Getting content that is actually interesting in both games? Or like, oh, your writing is worse than mine, and that doesn't affect us. If Ian Star's writing is worse than Project Sekai's, what does that affect us? It's not like it's going to be a super canon, like, lore changing event, the Ian Stars collab. It's just going to be some fun. It's like, oh, they're going to ruin Project Sekai. If that ruins Project Sekai, then our stability was very fucking low. My Genshin crashed. My Genshin genuinely crashed, what? Well, we'll play some ZZZ then. Yeah, well, from what I've seen from Ian Star Serac is that it has a ton of characters and a ton of events and a ton of stuff going on, and I'm just like very overwhelmed over it overall. Very fair criticism of Genshin Desert. I also think that a fair criticism for Genshin, except for like Sumeru Desert being absolute butt cheeks to explore, is that like the pacing of the story is so like detrimentally affected by being locked by the by the AR rank and being so heavily looked at the start, because like you have to farm so much at the start before you can actually get to the story, which I think a lot of people enter Genshin to play the story, and then it's just like, no, you have to play to AR rank 10 to continue Mondstadt. Like, why? Based killing everyone with Navia's skill. Shotgun! Yeah, like, I've heard that the lore is insane since they were talking about how one of the characters who got into the Sekai collab is apparently... As I quote the tweet, please, if someone has actually played Ian Star, correct me on this. A psychopathic criminal with incestuous intention. And that was the only thing I saw about Ian Star collab, and then it just vanished off my Twitter, and I was so startled. I have the Hu Tao running sounds burned into my brain from maining her, but Whew. Ah. Whew. The old meme for Japanese Hu Tao. Can be. Yeah, apparently ESTARs have multiple NPCs that ended their lives over Skull Crowns and co-friendship. What? Okay. The ominous bells. Yeah, okay, the ESTARs might actually have the ominous bells. What the? Yeah, pull everyone again would just be like shooting yourself in the foot for Sekai overall. Minori, did you know? 5, yes. Did you know Minori? Do you know who Minori is? Or lady? Yeah, the Sekai movie is in like 4 days, right? I look like the most whaley player ever in ZZZ, by the way, with how much I have in this game, but I have been playing since day 1, and I have been doing a lot of stuff in this game. Yeah, the Ian Star's character will probably just be their Sekai correspond, like their overlapping card. It was like when I talked about the potential Persona crossover where you just have the Persona cast overlap onto a virtual singer instead. I would like to see like a punk unit for Sekai. If we do get new units, since they talked about wanting to make new units. Yeah, Papuga, I had no idea because I just saw it and I saw like his list of crimes and that is very weird, and apparently he is the one who's being paired up with the Rui, and I was like, don't know if it's the most fitting or the most like concerning thing. Ian Stars is built different. I feel like all games that have only male characters are built different. Did you hear, by the way, that Love and Deep Space will now have a period tracker? That was also a gobsmack when it came to news. The combat is very loud. Sorry, then I will lower the volume on ZZZ. This game is very loud, to be honest. Yeah, I'll lower the audio on my desktop as well. There we go. Almost every character in Ian Star has committed a crime, and there's a whole list of things they've done, apparently. I mean, to be fair, Rui keeps blowing up the school, so I don't think that we're much better in that aspect. Marja Cloud, people literally relate me to Minori so many times. I don't know if that's a negative thing though. Minori's great. Kyujin. Want to say male Gyuri, only Shizuku Oishi who typically does not like the cutie idol group in games. I'm typically the chaotic evil enjoyer, but our clumsy silly girl took my heart. Same. I don't know if I should call myself that, but I am the biggest villain simp, like, ever. Like, I love villains most of the time. Give me the biggest asshole in a pair of shoes you can find and I will be like, that's mine. That's mine. Like in Wuba, I love Scar. In Genshin, I love Piero, Dottore. Don't remember what the rich guy is called with the glasses. Shows my Fatui knowledge. So like... I'm assuming that people are reacting so strongly to me talking about the Love and Deep Space period tracker. Yeah, apparently they're going to have a built-in period tracker and like the characters will mention it to you so you keep track of it, which I don't know if it's the weirdest thing, like, news of this week or like the most based thing, because like they know their audience and like it's a very good thing if people play it a lot, but like who in a board meeting sat and went like, alright, we need a new gameplay feature. No, it's like, it tracks your real life period. Like, it's an actual period tracker that helps you keep track of your period in real life. We're done here. I didn't think gacha games actually gave people gambling addictions until I realized I played like 7 in the last year. Yeah. It's like, I also feel that I want to pull and then it's like, no, this is what they talk about with the with the gambling addiction. Scar from the Lion King. No, I'm not that unhinged. I'm a Dabby stan. I might thirst over him. I will one up you. I'm a Shigaraki. I'm a Shigaraki person. My itchy, my scratchy hands. He's such a little cutie patootie. Have a nice breakfast. Oh god, I can't read. Oh god, I'm tired. Oops. About the period tracker thing, rip the gay, bi, etc. cis dude and the trans guy who gets dysphoric over their periods. I mean, while yes, some people does get dysphoric, I don't see how like having that as available for people of any gender that has their period is a negative for people who don't have their period. Like, if you're someone who is trans, you could input your, like, a period time so you actually get, like, reminded of it, because some people actually instead feel empowered having a feeling that they're included in such talk. So it's a double-edged sword as always, but I don't feel like it should be, like, not included because some people might feel uncomfortable by it, while others might be really empowered by it. So that's always a double-edged sword. Oh, the Shigaraki Fix-It Felix ship. I had to double take that post so hard. Ten-year-old me absolutely adored Gaston. I mean, conventionally attractive male, so like, you're fair in that sense. If you want my unhinged ass, when I was 6, I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And anyone who watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Might remember Bakura, the white-haired one. His alter ego, Yami Bakura, was definitely my favorite. I also loved Girahim when Skyward Sword released. My favorite character out of Outlast is Eddie Glutskin. If anyone's played Outlast, don't think anyone has. I love Eisen, Handsome Jack. I love Swain from League of Legends. I shouldn't out myself this much. William Afton. I'm neutral on Shigaraki, but it's good that someone stands him. Kind of like the Pokemon thing, everyone has their favorite Pokemon or whatever. Yeah, maybe you should go to bed, Marshcloud, if it's that late. I don't want to keep people up because I'm streaming, since I'm streaming at the weirdest times. Currently it's 9 in the morning for me. Sampo is a funny guy. He's a little silly. I have a crush on Dark Magician. You know what? Based. I'll say it. I like Kama from some months back in the day when I watched an Assassination Classroom. Is Kama the red-haired guy? The only problem I have with William Afton, since you said bro William Afton, is that William Afton is such an inconsistently written criminal. Because, like, Scott Cawthon, and also the rest of the writers, cannot decide if William Afton is the smartest guy ever alive, or the dumbest piece of shit ever. Because, like, they keep flip-flopping with his motives for doing what he did, as well as flip-flopping if he was actually a mastermind genius, or if he was just a silly little guy who doesn't know what a hammer is, basically. Like, in some instances, it's like, oh, he murdered children because he was just deranged like that. And then in the next breath it's like, oh no, he actually murdered children to find eternal life with Remnant. And then in the third moment it's like, he wanna revive his dead son Evan, or crying child, or whatever you wanna call him, he doesn't have a name. And that's why he tortures Michael and tries to find Remnant and Agony to revive him. And it's like, can we decide on one thing? Is he just doing it for the silly haha funnies, or is he actually having a motive of his son and, like, he went bonkers because of it? And when it's like, oh, he kept flaunting that he did it basically and he just stuffed them in the suit, and in the next moment it's like, he's the smartest man alive that built all these robots and was super meticulous with hiding all of the evidence. It's like, This is so inconsistent, and I get so upset because the idea of this man is far more scarier than anything that's ever been written about him. Yugi had a very guess who's the main character design indeed. Yeah, I've been a Five Nights at Freddy's fan for a bit. I was there like week 1. So that tells you how old I am, haha. So, like, it's not like, oh, William Afton is so hot. It's more like, William Afton is a genuinely interesting idea on paper. Just that someone fucked up. Someone burnt the stew. Like, who let them cook? I have heard wilder crushes than William Afton. I've heard people have a crush on the robot from... What was it called? Nintendo Land? On Wii U, the one with only one arm. So, like, I'm never going to reach that peak with anything, but, like, I'm more talking about the type of character I usually like. Why Murmur Jump specifically is so out of the left field for me. Me with my OC is honestly real. Yeah, me with my OCs, they are also inconsistent at best. Yeah, William and Springtrap is very cool. I do think that Glitchtrap is the peak of William Afton designs, even though it's not William Afton, it's the Mimic. But like, Glitchtrap is such a cool design, and it's genuinely an interesting way to do it. I feel like after MatPat retired, though, a lot of people have been like, we actually solved the lore. Here's how the lore is actually supposed to be. The lore is finally solved because we changed around the date on this piece of media. And it's like, can we stop saying that we've solved the lore? There's nothing to be solved at the moment. We don't have all of the knowledge we need to solve the lore. And some people are like, oh, Sister Location is actually a really easy game to solve if you just do this. And it's like, that doesn't make sense if we actually ask this question about Sister Location. Bro, if you want to know how old I am, I remember when people shipped, by the way, Foxy with Mike, because Foxy was actually good. He was just a little silly. He just accidentally killed him, I promise. Oh, old. I've never watched a single Gacha Life video. I might have been too old for that already by that time, so can't talk about the Gacha Life videos, but I've seen so many different names for Crying Child. I just think that Evan is easiest right now because it's what people are used to, because people are being like, oh, it's not the correct name. It's like, I just need to call him something other than CC. Like, I think that the movie William was a really good interpretation of him as well, because it felt a little bit more clear that this wasn't some intentional, oh, he's trying to revive his child with Remnant. It felt more like they went back to William Afton is just a psychopath, and that's when you have like a real, either you have to have a really compelling reason for someone to be a murderer, or like, you know, make a citation mark around this. It's not always that, but like a realistic murder where like it doesn't always have an intention that is good, but it makes sense in their own head. Or you make someone who's actually a monster. They just do it for the heck of it. They just do it because it's fun. And William Afton feels best when he isn't overly explained to be some semi-sad villain in the back of his head, or that he went insane or something. He's just a monster. He's just truly a monster. The ads keep playing Five Nights at Freddy's with you, Marsh Cloud. Yeah, ZZZ has its own art style. I do really enjoy ZZZ's art style a lot, actually. I think they've gone for something very interesting, and I think that the character designs especially are so cool in this game. Like, where else are we gonna get the butler werewolf? Komatsu, me with Nagito Komeda. No one gets him like I do. You get me! Nagito he's a guy. He's such a little guy. Oh god, Nagito. Nagito has been the center of so much shenanigans in real life that it's not even funny. Though I am a Hajime Hinata and Junko Enoshima enjoyer, personally, which is a duo in and of itself. No, not together now, two separate characters, but like, I enjoy them, and I enjoy Nagito, and I enjoy a lot of Danganronpa's cast. Raincoat was so underappreciated. Has anyone even played Raincoat? Am I the only one who played Raincoat on launch and went, this is actually great? Without MapPad, I wouldn't have known Snap got more games than the first two. I mean, you could have stopped by the first two and we would have been fine. That's actually not true. I do like FNAF 4. Paprika, when you say MapPad being unhinged, the only clip I'm thinking of is the one. Don't tell me how many calories I need, bitch. Mike deserves to just have a long hushmirmir. Raincoat was such a good game. I don't know about the DLC, I haven't played it because it was kind of expensive, and people were like, it's not that much content, but Raincoat was such a vibe. Junko really is a super interesting character, and like people keep shitting that like, oh, she's badly written. It's like like please play Raincoat. Please, please, please play Raincoat. Raincoat was genuinely really good. Like, I enjoyed Raincoat immensely. The Kokichi song. Liar, liar. Yeah, the Kasama Liar is actually a pretty good song. I was considering for the meme to add that to my songs I won in Project Sekai I'm working on. Which by the way, I have to redo that because I predicted that Konto Boogie was going to get into Project Sekai. And I put it as highly likely. but I expected it either to be a Leonid song or a Wonderland show, so I was only half right.
手本を見ておけ
I am considering putting Moe Chaka Fire, the Ellen Yo song from ZZZ, as a song I want in ZZZ because that song is actually fire. I mean, if they weren't attached to Danganronpa, I'm pretty sure that his songs would be a lot more mainstreamly popular as well, because people wouldn't have that, ew, it's Danganronpa. I don't know why Danganronpa has become such a scapegoat. There is like a few games and stuff that just becomes these, oh, we hate them because they're citation mark bad, but I don't think that Danganronpa is bad. I've never thought that Danganronpa is bad. The fans are a bit weird, but we can say that about basically everything. Like, I don't know a single big franchise that do not have fans that are absolutely insane. I mean, we may... this is like deep lore talk, so it's a good question if if we should discuss Danganronpa lore if not everyone has played it, since I do think that most people should play Danganronpa. Like, ignore the fans as per everything. I say as I am a fan that you're currently listening to, but like, ignore fans, like, when it comes to consuming a media. You can engage with fans later on when you have consumed the entire media, I usually feel like. But like, during your initial exposure to something, ignore the fans or what you've heard about said thing, and like, try to go in with an open mind. I mean, Danganronpa is cringe. Everything is cringe. Like, if you want it, you can will into existence that anything is cringe. Like, I always feel like that's such a non-argument that, oh, it's cringe. Which I say because I am very cringe, and I've started to accept that I am very cringe. Like, who cares if it's a little bit silly and a little bit stupid? Danganronpa joined MAHA in the toxic fan ruins it all. Yeah, you can add like a few more things like My Little Pony, Italia. Have to think about it currently. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen to a certain degree as well. The Persona fandom, to a certain extent, also ruins the experience, because no one who calls themselves a Persona fan can apparently read. Yeah, we do as humans have a kind of gut reaction to listen to what other people say and like gain a understanding from what other people call things. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's something that's kind of built in to us as people, I would say. But the thing is that if you have any interest in something, give it a shot, even if people call it bad or call it cringe or call it weird, because letting other dictates what you like is not good, because it's like you should always see like media kind of like food. Everyone has a different taste. Of course there's good things and there's bad things, but like some people will like something someone else finds bad. I will actually admit I like Caspian Hotel / Hell of a Boss. That's a very controversial take, because most people think that those two shows are incredibly fucking awful. I don't think they are that awful. Is there a lot of problems? Definitely. Is there problems with Vivian? Definitely. Do I like them? Yeah, I genuinely enjoy them. And that's my personal opinion, and I won't take it away from anyone that they don't like the show, or they think that it's so badly written that they don't wanna watch it. That's completely fair. I understand your viewpoint, but when you start telling people to hurt themselves, or that it's so bad that no one should be allowed to enjoy it, that's when I start having a problem. Yeah, My Hero Academia definitely has the problem of being a shonen that is shonen length and like getting a bit stale, and I see really much why Hirose, is that his name? Yeah, it felt like he was done. I stick to my own bubble in fandoms. I am my own bubble. I will make my own bubble if I need to. Yeah, the author did fumble the potential. I can see that. I really see that argument, because I think that the ending wasn't as good as it could have been, definitely. Yeah, I can definitely see that Hell of a Boss or Has-Been Hotel isn't someone's cup of tea. Like, completely valid opinion there. Like, I don't like One Punch Man because it's not my type of humor. But I won't shit on anyone else for liking One Punch Man, because I know for a fact that it is a most likely good show. It's just not my type of humor. Yeah, Brandon Rogers has really been pushing Stolitz recently. I do wish that Helava would have been the like villain of the week kill instead that we were kind of shown at the start. That would have most likely been a lot more fun, but I can enjoy it for what it currently is, even if it is a bit melodrama. What am I missing? Oh. Yeah, I usually just say that, like, I usually don't talk about what I like and dislike, because I'm always worried what people will think of me and like who I am and all that. But like, if me enjoying Has-Been Hotel will make you stop watching me, I don't know if it was really a good match from the start. And it's not like I will tell anyone to watch Has-Been Hotel, like I said. Like, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. As long as you, like, You don't tell people to do bad things for liking it. I will have no problems with you never interacting with it. I don't think you're the only Stolis hater. I've seen a lot of people dislike the pairing, so like I don't think it's like a very controversial opinion to dislike Stolits overall. I see the reason both sides dislike or like it, so like I'm just kind of neutral about it. I like Blitzo is my favorite character, so kind of part of. I kind of have to deal with it. Has been just confused me most of the time, that's sure. Yeah, I think the very big problem with Haspin was that they got one season and they didn't know if they would get a second season, and that caused a lot of the like pacing problems we see in Haspin Hotel, because I do feel like Haspin Hotel, while not perfect, was better like planned out from the start, I think, than it finally came out, or what I should call it. TBA, once you get out of fandom spheres, you realize how actually rare it can be to find people IRL with those interests. I had, like, teenagers ask me what Dark Souls was, and I was just so baffled because they were apparently gamers. They said they played a lot of video games. I was like, what? Because I play a lot of Soulsborne games. You should watch Alien Stage March Cloud. I haven't watched much of it personally. I watched like 2 or 3 of them, but like I have seen a lot of people share a lot of good opinions on it, so like it doesn't hurt to give it a chance. Yeah, ship. Shipping is like a double-edged sword in a lot of cases. I feel like a lot of people, like, I 100% get why people don't like shipping. I also 100% I 100% get why people do like shipping as well, because when I was younger, I definitely shipped a lot more because I was young. Wow, stellar commentary from me. But like, as I get older, I know, like, I've learned to notice a lot more that, like, shipping isn't, a lot of the time shipping is coping. Nothing against the people in the comments talking about shipping, but like, a lot of people make things out to be more than they are. So like, and I see, like, there's a lot of problem with shipping as much as there is, like, a lot of good with shipping. And as long as no one shits on anyone else for shipping things, you know, as long as it is within rhyme or reason that, like, you shouldn't shit on them, then I will let people, like, do. Like, let people be. Because, like, I'm someone... God, I'm saying like a lot. I don't think that Rui Tsukasa personally makes a lot of sense. Like, I feel like it's one of these situations where it's like, it's the only 2 male character, therefore they will get shipped, and that's just how it is. Because, like, it took until Pandemonium, or City of Spirits, until they considered each other friends, even, and people were like, adamant that they were canon far before that. I'm like, are we reading the same story? Nothing against the people who ship Ruikasa. I think that there is merit to it. I just don't think that it's very, like, implied in canon as some people want to argue. And, like, I understand people who get really tired of both a certain amount of mischaracterization that happens with shipping, as well as people who get very sad when people are very mean and harsh towards people who are shipping. Like, there is both sides, and I understand both sides a lot. Still love Fisseroli. Very fair opinion. Fisseroli is great. Would it be controversial to say that Hasbin and Höla is they pioneered the Indian invasion as we know it? No, they did. Like, people can be very upset about that fact, but they did. Like, trying to say that they didn't is kind of futile because they did actually put, like, Indian invasion with Glitch. Like, let's not forget Glitch on the map as we see it right now, with how big they grow. Hope you sleep well, Papuka, and hope your laundry goes well. There are a lot of media where I'm like, shipping is fun, but it isn't necessary, and a lot of media where it's like, maybe you guys are pushing a bit too hard for shipping here. I am one... Okay. Once again, I will share a very controversial opinion I have. I think that Geto and Gojo, if anyone's seen Jujutsu Kaisen, so to say, are actually just friends. I cannot see that ship as well as others do. Like, I see a very close-knitted, like, brotherly, like, very reliant on each other friendship where they didn't have anyone else. But I personally cannot see that ship. And people keep calling me so many names when I've been arguing that I can't see it. Mafukasa. That's a out of left field chip, but I will agree with you. Akikasa is great just because of the dynamic of the two of them. Like, not even romantically, just like them interacting. Akikasa is one of my favorite duos in the game. As for ships in Project Sekai, I definitely don't think that 99% of them have any, like, shot. The only ship, and I think I said this in another stream, that I have, like, a hunch that they could aim to make canon, or, like, imply heavily, is Airi and Shizuku. That's the only ship. Maybe Kohana and Anne. The rest of them, I feel like, are more so friendship-based. And I know a lot of people will argue with me that Minori and Haruka should be on that list, but I think that there is a certain amount of idolization between Haruka and Minori that isn't very good to, like, interpret as romantic, but that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, the shipping is good for the franchise Triss, because, like, they do get locked out, but then again, with that argument, Sasuke and Naruto shouldn't still be popular, seeing as they're both married, and those two are still being shipped very heavily. Indie animation is definitely better than commercial animation at the moment. Like, indie animation has, just like indie games has gotten a lot better than AAA games in recent times. I feel like the real creators are no longer being shackled by corporations that are changing their visions as much. And I think that's why indie animation is so weird, so out there, and is so great. I don't really ship much, and I don't really focus on it, but when I do, I only ship it with character who I think is reasonable to me. Yeah, that's my take too. I'm usually someone who can at least, like, see eye to eye with a lot of shippers, and, like, I can understand from a certain standpoint where they're coming from. And, like, I can see cute ship art of a ship that I don't ship and go, yeah, that's pretty cute. But usually I will have, like, one, if I ship, again, not every single series require a ship, but if I ship, I usually have one that I prefer. That's cute, Komatsu, that D4DJ has a canon ship. So that's nice. Kava Hytham, yeah, but that's because Kava Hytham is being advocated for by both their Japanese and their English voice actors. Though I do think at times that people are reading a little bit too much into it, but yeah, I can definitely agree to that one. I will allow it. Indie visual novel games are a really niche genre that has a lot of good ones in it, yeah. Yeah, Dasher, it's fine. Anakohana definitely has a lot of, like, romantic friend implications, but I also think that pushing it too hard for, like, being romantic could be like I think that it's definitely one of the better ships from Sekai. Oh god, that was loud. But like, no, but I like, I've been told so many times that I am severely homophobic and, like, that I am blind for not shipping Geto Gojo specifically. And it's one of those where I go, man, is this how we behave on the internet? Because apparently it's so widely accepted to be the correct one. So. But it seems like the stream has been running well, so I think that I'm going to head out for now, I say as a... Yeah, because since it's... Geto and Gojo are both guys. Wow, stellar. I think everyone knew that part at least. Me saying that I don't think that they're boyfriends, I think that they're best friends, means that I hate gay people. That's the argument I've gotten, like, from people I've talked to, and I'm like, what? And it's not like I ship Geto or Gojo with anyone else. I'm actually quite neutral in that neither of them most likely are that interested in romantic, like, implications with anyone. I don't know. I really don't know, Delish. It's one of these, how do I even respond to this? Yeah, it's like because I think I commented on like a video that was like, what's a ship that is most popular in the fandom that you don't like? And I commented Geto Gojo because I think that they are blood brothers. Like, they see each other as their like they were each other's closest trusted companion, but it wasn't romantic. It was best friends. It was two guy best friends that was very close and very open with each other, because people seem to think that if you're open and honest with a friend and like you have a trusting relationship, you have to be in a relationship. It's not like you can actually trust anyone except for your partner. And I feel like it's such a skewed way to look at the world. But I do think that it's very late for most people in America. I think it's kind of midday for people over in Asia, and for me it's early in the morning. So I think with the stream actually running as well as it did, I'm gonna try to round it off here, get some rest since I haven't slept anything. A lot of good discussions today, guys. I feel like a Zoom call teacher. It's 4:40. Go to bed, Jesus. It's 9:40 for me, so early. I'll have to get through the day anyway. But thank you for staying with me this morning, everyone. It has been very nice, and it seems like the stream is running pretty well considering I don't have... considering I have... it's 4:40. Oh, Laishi, you must be around my time zone then, if it's 9 AM for you as well. So you're European? Whoa. Or... heard now. Oh, 4:40 PM, okay. I thought it was AM. Ah. I thought you meant 4:40 in the night because you said evening, or Dasher said evening. Yeah. It's varied. Everyone is from different places, but thank you very much for coming. I will head out for now, and maybe I can stream some other day at some better time when people are more aware. It's nice to see that you've caught most of the streams lately. It's always nice to talk to you guys. It feels like... hate using the funny words, but like building a bond, getting to know each other. But thank you all for staying with me. I'm gonna head out now, take a break, maybe eat something, and then rest. See you guys. Thank you all for being here.